Hello, everyone, and welcome to a panel discussion on the topic of making the connection between workplace wellness and high performance with my esteemed guests, Marc Michaelson, Ryan Wolf, and Jesse Gavin.
Level to high performance thinking on the other.
Right.
So
Love
as
it.
you graduate from getting out of distress
Yeah.
to eustress on Cellier's concept,
Yeah.
that our goal should be to work with people to take them on a continuum from intervention to enhanced behavior.
If organizations, and I can't pretend to understand every executive's needs and priorities,
Sure.
but I do think that if they come kind of with hat in hand a little more often when it comes to addressing wellness and well-being, that would be beneficial. Um, if executives were more transparent about not knowing how everybody's doing and understanding that they're not an expert in how to address and properly create a culture that supports well-being. I think that would be a breath of fresh air for
I think people still believe that wellness, well-being, personal health is an individual decision, and they don't see how connected and influential an organization, the environment that they work in, the interactions that they have on a regular basis. I mean, if we're looking at the social ecological model, there's a whole continuum of influential and contributing factors that have to go with individual health and well-being and are influential on individual health and well-being. And the individual is only one of them.
Right.
So I feel like this study, of course, it leads to mainstream media titles
Well,
that
and it's
say
getting
wellness
conversations
doesn't
going
work.
like we're
Yeah.
doing right now, which are critical conversations that need to be had, right? So maybe it's good in that
So
respect, right?
yeah, and I think well-being professionals need to be aware of that. That if a decision maker comes to them and says, "Oh, I just read this article that says wellness doesn't work," we
Right.
have to take a step back and say, well, be knowledgeable about research and say, well, yes, but if you read the article thoroughly, we have to understand that as an organization, we need to take a look in the mirror.
Disconnect
Mm.
between translating the value of what we do, as Jesse was referring to and Ryan's underscored as well, the individual efforts for us to help people take care of themselves wherever they are, whatever those touch points are, have to be cascaded upward
hmm
and cascaded downward, if you, in the sense
Okay.
that an individual takes care of themselves for the purpose of being the best that they can be, or getting out of survival to somewhere towards thriving.
Right.
And then they go back to a team that's led by a leader, that's their first contact, who either supports that,
Mm.
the team supports it, and what happens is the translation of that person's efforts translates into collective well-being and collective performance.
I think one of the biggest things that we could do is continuing to connect the dots. I think, like what Marc mentioned, is connecting the dots and how every small thing that we're doing, even if it's, for example, helping somebody with sleep or giving them a sleep program, how that affects their performance, how that affects the company's bottom line, how that affects not only the company's bottom line, but how that can continually affect the people that they serve.
So I think it's important for a leader who is reflecting on themselves, as you mentioned, but to also reflect on the culture and what sort of things do we value and how can I integrate that into what I'm doing and how I'm communicating every day, so we can really so your messages land and they are received well throughout the organization.
And I still tell people that, I hear no all the time, but I'll be here whenever it's a yes.
Nice. I like that. Nice.
So